Have you ever wondered why some people accomplish more in a day than others in a week? Welcome to the world of productivity, a fascinating realm where the clock ticks differently. For everyone, productivity isn't a uniform measure. It's a personal metric as unique as our fingerprints. Now let's talk about the productivity paradox. It's a common misconception that working longer hours equates to accomplishing more, yet it's not always the case. Picture this: one person toils away for 12 hours a day, but their output barely matches that of someone who works only 6. Why is that? It's because productivity isn't about the quantity of time spent. It's about the quality. It's about how efficiently and effectively you utilize your time. It's about the decisions you make, the tasks you prioritize, and the distractions you eliminate. Remember, it's not the number of hours you put in, but what you put into those hours. Imagine your time as a jar and your tasks as rocks. Can you fit all the rocks in the jar? Let's dive into the power of prioritization. It's an essential skill, not just in your professional life, but also in your personal life. Think of it as a game of strategy. You're the mastermind, and your tasks are the pieces on the board. The goal: to complete all the tasks in the most efficient way possible. Now back to our jar. Consider the rocks as your tasks. Some are big like boulders, while others are small like pebbles. The boulders are your major tasks, the ones that require a lot of time and effort, but also have a significant impact. These could be things like finishing a project at work, studying for an important exam, or even planning a family vacation. The pebbles, on the other hand, are your minor tasks. They're smaller, less significant, and often easier to complete. These could be things like replying to emails, running errands, or tidying up your workspace. So how do you fit all these rocks in your jar? Your day. The trick is to prioritize the boulders. Put them in the jar first, and then let the pebbles fill in the gaps. By focusing on the boulders, the major tasks, you ensure that your most important work gets done. You're not just busy, you're productive. And the pebbles, they'll find their way around the boulders, filling in the remaining time. But remember, this isn't about ignoring the small tasks. It's about understanding what really matters and giving those tasks the attention they deserve. It's about learning to manage your time and your tasks effectively. So, the next time you find yourself overwhelmed with tasks, think of your jar. Identify your boulders and your pebbles. Put the boulders in first and let the pebbles fill in the rest. Remember, not all tasks are created equal. Prioritize wisely and you'll find that you can accomplish more than you ever thought possible. What if a simple kitchen timer could revolutionize productivity? Imagine a method so straightforward, yet so potent, that it could transform your work pattern and skyrocket your focus. This isn't fantasy, but a reality known as the Pomodoro Technique. The Pomodoro Technique, named after the tomato-shaped timer used by its Francesco Cirillo, is a time management method that breaks work into intervals. Traditionally, these intervals are 25 minutes long, separated by short breaks. These work intervals are known as pomodoros, the plural of the Italian word for tomato. The beauty of the Pomodoro Technique is in its simplicity. Here's how it works. You select a task, set a timer for 25 minutes, and then immerse yourself in the task for that duration. When the timer rings, you take a short break of about 5 minutes. After completing 4 pomodoros, you reward yourself with a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This technique is designed to enhance focus and reduce fatigue by working in short, focused bursts. You're less likely to succumb to distractions and more likely to maintain a high level of productivity. The breaks, on the other hand, offer a brief respite, allowing your mind to rest and recharge before the next pomodoro. So what makes the Pomodoro Technique so effective? It's all about managing mental energy. Our brains, much like our bodies, tire after prolonged periods of work. By breaking work into manageable chunks, we're not only keeping our minds fresh, but also creating a sense of urgency that can further enhance productivity. The Pomodoro Technique also provides a tangible measure of your productivity. Each pomodoro represents a unit of work. Over time, you can track how many pomodoros it takes to complete a task, giving you a clearer understanding of your work patterns and productivity levels. In essence, the Pomodoro Technique is a practical tool that can help you work smarter, not harder. It's about understanding the rhythm of work and rest, and using that rhythm to your advantage. Work with time, not against it. What could you do in 2 minutes? A surprising amount, actually. Welcome to the world of the 2-minute rule. A simple yet powerful principle that can revolutionize the way you handle tasks. The rule is quite straightforward. If a task can be completed in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. It's a rule of thumb that encourages action and prevents procrastination. Picture this. You're in the middle of a task and an email pops up. It's a simple query that you can answer in a minute, but you think I'll do it later. Now imagine this happening several times a day. Before you know it, you have a pile of unanswered emails. Haunting your inbox sounds familiar, doesn't it? The 2-minute rule is your weapon against such scenarios. It helps you tackle small tasks before they snowball into an overwhelming avalanche. By dealing with tasks as they come, you prevent the pileup and keep your to-do list manageable. But there's another aspect to this rule that often goes unnoticed. It's about how we perceive tasks. Sometimes, the thought of a task is more overwhelming than the task itself. The 2-minute rule helps you break down these mental barriers. Once you start a task, you realize it's not as daunting as it seemed. The hardest part is often just getting started. Now, this rule isn't about rushing through tasks. It's about being efficient and proactive. It's about understanding that every minute counts, and that every task, no matter how small, contributes to your overall productivity. Remember, the 2-minute rule is not just about time. It's also about momentum. Every time you complete a task, no matter how small, it gives you a sense of accomplishment. This fuels your motivation, making you more likely to tackle larger tasks with enthusiasm. So, the next time you're faced with a task that you can finish in 2 minutes or less, don't put it off. Embrace the 2-minute rule. It is a simple step towards a more productive life. Don't delay. If it takes 2 minutes, do it right away. Can being present in the moment make you more productive? It's a question that may seem counterintuitive in a world where multitasking is often seen as a badge of honor. Yet the answer is a resounding yes. Let's delve into the concept of mindfulness. At its core, mindfulness is about being completely engrossed in the here and now. It's about experiencing this moment to its fullest without judgment or distraction. And surprisingly, it's one of the most effective productivity hacks. When we are mindful, we are focused. Our minds are not wandering, not fretting about the past or anxious about the future. We are right here in this moment, fully engaged in the task at hand. This singular focus can dramatically increase our productivity. It allows us to perform tasks more efficiently, make fewer mistakes, and produce higher quality work. But how do we incorporate mindfulness into our daily routines? It's simpler than you might think. Firstly, try mindful eating. This involves savoring every bite of your meal, being aware of the taste, texture, and aroma of the food. It not only enhances your dining experience, but also helps you eat less and enjoy more. Next, consider mindful walking. Instead of rushing from one place to another, take a few moments to really experience the journey. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Listen to the sounds around you. Observe the world in its constant state of flux. It can be a calming and grounding experience. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of mindful breathing. Just a few minutes of focused breathing can center your mind and prepare you for the tasks ahead. Simply close your eyes, take a deep breath, hold for a moment, then exhale slowly. Repeat this cycle a few times, and you'll likely find yourself feeling more focused and ready to tackle your to-do list. Incorporating mindfulness into your routine doesn't require a massive overhaul of your schedule. It's about making small, conscious choices throughout your day, and the payoff a more productive, more enjoyable life. Remember, where your attention goes, your energy flows. Productivity isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. As we cross the finish line, let's take a moment to recap. Prioritization is the compass that guides us towards our goals, helping us distinguish between what is urgent and what is important. Then there's the Pomodoro Technique. This is the rhythm of our productivity marathon, breaking our work into manageable intervals. 25 minutes of focused effort, followed by a 5-minute break. Moving on, we have the 2-minute rule. It's the wind at our backs, propelling us forward by instantly completing tasks that take 2 minutes or less. Finally, we discussed mindfulness, our inner coach that keeps us grounded in present, enhancing our focus and preventing burnout. These productivity hacks aren't just about getting more done. They're about making each moment count, about tuning into our actions and extracting the most value from our time. Remember, productivity is less about doing more and more about doing what matters.